Hello everyone. I'm hoping that you guys are doing pretty well under this situation. I'm back for another video for you guys. I'm hoping that you watched the video that I posted last time about dwelling unit receptacle, and now I'm moving on to uh, countertop receptacles, okay, or wall countertop receptacles. Again, this is Code B, still day 4, Article 21052. My objective right now is to go over countertops and then receptacle placements for countertops. That also includes island countertops, whether they are island countertops or peninsular countertops. Then I'll be discussing outdoor receptacles, their requirements, the receptacle required for garages and the hallways. And as I said in my previous video, so please have some time to read up Article 21052 and then make notes. If you have any questions, please show them to me. You can, as I said, you can call me, text me, whichever you want to do. I'm here to help you out for everything. Okay. And then again, I'm going to go over the countertops now. We have a special rule for countertops. You need the receptacles in order to plug in your small appliances. Again, what is a small appliance? I'm pretty sure everybody knows what small appliance is. Again, this is we're talking about juicers, blenders, coffee makers, toasters. In reality, anything that you can basically move. These are not fixed in place items. So that's what basically we are discussing over here. And that's one of the requirements that we have to have those as part of our plan. Okay. So again, wall countertops, these are my objectives. Wall countertops, island countertops, outdoors, garage, and hallways. Okay. Let's talk about the placement. Okay. So according to NEC, you need to place a receptacle within 24 inches of the countertop. Okay. So let's decide that this is your living area, family area, and then you have a countertop starting from here and go this way. So assuming that these are our these are our countertops. Okay. So we need to place receptacles. Okay. So this is our living area. So as I said earlier, a few seconds earlier, that you need to place a receptacle within 24 inches from the end of the countertop. So this is the end of the countertop. That's end of the countertop. Okay. So again, I'm going to talk about two rules over here. So in this case, we have 2 foot and 4 foot rule, or you can call it 2 feet, 4 feet rule. And there is an exception too. So exception is 12 inches or 1 foot. So again, per NEC requirements, we are supposed to place a receptacle within 24 inches from the end of the countertop. So let's say if we start from this point. So this is our starting point. We are starting right there. And you go this way, so you need a receptacle within 24 inches of the countertop. So the first one is within 24 inches from the end of the countertop. In other words, within 24 inches or within 2 feet. And then the next one is within 4 feet of that receptacle. So if you place this one within 2 feet 24 inches, again it is within, it is not at, so it's within 24. Yes, you can place it at 2 feet, but it has to be within 24 inches. So if you place one within 24 inches right here, the next one is going to be 4 feet from there, and then 4 feet from that point. Now, again, per NEC, you need a receptacle within 24 inches or 2 feet and 4 feet from thereafter. Or as it says earlier, specified about general purpose, no point along the floor line on the wall space is more than 2 feet from a receptacle. So that means this is where you are, this is where your device is. So when this is no point, what they mean is that no device. So because most of the time those cores are about 2 feet long. So that's a 2 feet area. And then if you go the other way, there's another receptacle on the countertop. So that's another 2 feet. So if from this point in horizontal direction, if this is within 2 feet, that's within 2 feet, how far apart are these receptacles? 4 feet apart from each other. Okay. So that makes these 4 feet. Provided there's an exception. Provided the wall space is minimum of 12 inches. So now if you're placing receptacles and all of a sudden you encounter a gap in between. So this gap could be because of sink. Let's say this was sink, and when you come in, and then you have a kind of an open space or separate space, and then that breaks up. Okay. So then what you need to do, this space is not counted. So anything that's broken because of sink, ranges, cooktops, ovens, that is not counted, okay, as a usable space, because usable space has to be the one that we can use it for the receptacles. So when you go on the other side, so then you have to, going this way, we need to place a receptacle. Now this becomes the end, kind of end of countertop. So when you move on the other side of the sink, then you want to place a receptacle within 24 inches of the end of that countertop. So you have 24 inches from this sink or oven, countertop, whatever you have in between that basically broke that continuous path. So you need to place a receptacle, and then another one 4 feet, and so on and so forth. Provided the minimum space is 12 inches. Now, let's try that one as well. So for instance, again, we get our living area, then you have countertops. Okay. And you go this way, and you get the countertop right here. So now this little piece, what is happening? So this area, if this little area is less than 12 inches, we are not required to have a receptacle. So let's, for the sake of this discussion, I place this one at 10 inch long. So this is 10 inch long, and then somewhere over here we get sink range, cooktop, whatever, in that built space. And then you go on the other side, you do exactly the same thing. So you need to place the receptacle within 24 inches, and the next one is 4 feet, another 4 feet, another 4 feet, another 4 feet, so on and so forth. Okay? But how about if I go back and make this one 14-inch long? If this area, this little piece, is now 14 inches, then according to NEC, I need to place a receptacle over there. So basically that's what is happening now. So again, when you have countertops and you like to place receptacles, okay, then you need to make sure that you follow this rule, 2 feet, 4 feet. So in other words, you need a receptacle within 24 inches from the end of the countertop, or whether you start from this side or that side, and then 4 feet thereafter. So in other words, the maximum distance between two receptacles on the countertop is 4 feet, provided the wall space is 12 inches long. Now, when it comes to the kitchen and kitchen countertop receptacles, every one of those receptacles on your countertops is GFCI protected. Okay? Now the next part is island countertops. Most people have island countertops. They could be in the center, or they could be in a perpendicular way, so it's extending out. Okay. So if we have an island countertop, one of the requirements is that it has to be a minimum of 12 inches by 24 inches. So basically we have length, and then we have width. So 12 inches is considered the short dimension. This one is short dimension, or in other words, width, and then we have 24 inches is considered long dimension. You need at least one receptacle. So as long as you have a minimum of 12 inches or longer by 24 inches or longer, you need one receptacle. So this is your length, that is considered longer dimension. This is your width, that's considered shorter dimension. So as long as you have minimum of 12 inches or longer for the shorter, and minimum of 24 inches or longer for the longer dimension, you need at least one receptacle. Now let me ask you guys one question. So how many receptacles are required if you have a 4 feet by 4 feet kitchen island? So how many are required? So how many receptacles are required if you have 4 feet by 4 feet kitchen island. You guys can guess? Again, let's review one more time. You need at least one receptacle. As long as you have a minimum of 12 inches or longer by 24 inches or longer space. So it should be as long as your minimum of 12 inches by 24 inch or more. You need one. Well, they say 12 inches or more or 24 inches or more. So this one is 4 feet by 4 feet. So please do not convert 4 feet into inches and divide them by 12 or 24 and give me the answer. No. You need, the answer to that one is that you need one receptacle. No more than one. I mean, at least one, sorry. At least one receptacle in this case. No less than one. No zero. So the requirement is 12 inches by 24 inches or more. So as long as the minimum width is 12 inches or more, minimum length 12 inches or more, you need one receptacle. 4 feet by 4 feet, one required. Same thing applies to peninsular countertops, that they are placed in perpendicular direction. As long as the shorter dimension is 12 inches and the longer dimension is 24 inches, you need one receptacle. These are the requirements. The next part that I'm going to be discussing is outdoor receptacles. That means you have a residence. How many receptacles are really required outside your house? According to NEC, we need one receptacle at the front of the house and one receptacle at the back of the house. So which means the minimum requirements is 2 receptacles, one up front, one at the back. So you need minimum of 2. So again, we're talking about outdoor receptacles. 2 are required, one up front, one at the back. Of course, nowadays people have receptacles on the side, depending how you come in. And then the next part is garage itself. So how many receptacles are required in a garage? Okay. So in this case, what happens is in a car garage or garage in general, of course, this is going to be for our vehicles. Every port, every bay requires one receptacle. So if we have a 2-car garage where you have 2 ports, 2 bays, each bay needs one receptacle. Okay. So if we have 3-car garage, you need 3 of them, so on and so forth. So requirement is each car garage, each car bay requires one receptacle, no more than 5.5 feet from the floor. Okay. So we got 5-car garage. Then how many receptacles are required? So again, let me ask you this question now. If we have a 6-car garage, how many receptacles are required? Well done. I'm pretty sure you got the idea that for each port, each bay, each vehicle, we need one receptacle. So for 6 of them, we need 6 receptacles. That's the requirement. And then, of course, the last part over here is hallways. There are little corridors. Okay, people walk through those areas. The requirement is that you need at least one receptacle as long as the hallway is at least 10 feet long. So in other words, you have a hallway or corridor this way. So let's talk about that one. So this is your hallway, okay, from point A to point B. So the requirement is if this is minimum at least 10 feet, one receptacle is required. Just remember, it is not one every 10 feet. It's one receptacle as long as you have at least 10-foot hallway. Okay? So another question, if my hallway in this case turns into 100 feet, so how many receptacles are required if this is 100 feet long? You can guess. Again, you need a receptacle or one receptacle as long as the hallway is at least 10 foot long. So for the 100 feet long hallway, you need at least one receptacle. So again, please do not take the distance, divide by 10, and then tell me that, oh, you need 10. No, it is not every 10 feet. It is at least you need one receptacle as long as you have at least 10-foot area. Now again, another question. How many receptacles are required if hallway is 8 feet long? 0. Nada. Because the requirement here is you need at least one receptacle as long as the hallway is 10 foot long. Anything less, no requirement. Anything more, you need at least one for 10-foot area. So again, keep in mind, I'm not saying that you need one for every 10 feet. No, it is one receptacle as long as this area is at least 10 foot long. I can have 150-foot area, I still need one. Okay. So again, as part of my review summary, please review Article 21052 and countertop section. That also, so again, you need a receptacle within 2 feet from the end of the countertop and 4 feet thereafter, as long as the space is 1 foot or 12 inch long. And then we have island or peninsular countertops, you need at least one receptacle as long as they are 12 by 24 inches or more. Outdoor, you need two, one up front, one at the back. Garage, you need one receptacle for each carport. So you get 6, 7 car garage, 7 car garage, you need 7 of them. Always, you need a receptacle as long as the hallway is at least 10 foot. Thank you, and enjoy the show and have a good time.